welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. It's Wednesday, I think.
It's Blur's Day. It's just one day just blurring into the other.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely what they call it.
Whoa, blaringly.
Blair's Day now. On tonight's show, Catholic County fucks up again. Or as we like to call it, Wednesday. Or Blur's Day, or Blair's Day. I am, of course, your Nary Supreme, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo. With me, as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Hello.
And joining us once again is the whitest man in show business. You know him, you love him, our resident physician, the script doctor.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes. And, of course, we are joined by our favorite YouTube RB, Emmy and Espiatonia.
How white am I if I'm washed out by
You got
natural light?
Earl and an OBE, which makes her earlobe, yada yada yada. Miss Mecca Random. It's becoming apparent that I think we're all starting to go a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, aren't we?
But hey, all the nurses have time to dance around in their little get-ups and make TikTok videos all day because.
Ladies and gentlemen,
actually,
can I please have your attention?
Actually, Jake contacted me about doing something on TikTok.
Whenever I think of TikTok, all I think about is that stupid song.
You know, Jake. Why hasn't anybody checked on Jake in the shed with Melvin?
Oh shit!
Not it.
I hope he's not dead.
No, Jake's alive and well. So he apparently.
I was talking about Melman. Who cares about Jake?
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we haven't had Jake on in a while. I'll have to see what he's up to. It's been a spell.
Or
So how you doing?
Kid.
Yeah, he just had a new baby too, so I think that's another. Last time I asked him, that was kind of like what he was up to as far as like.
Better start saving money for that kid's therapy sessions.
And Jake we got a super chat.
C. Katani?
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
$2. From a rare cancer. Rest in peace. This is gonna sound insensitive to me. I never heard of him.
Me neither.
Not ringing a bell.
Oh yeah, he's from Life of Pi and what was the other bigger movie he was in?
Slumdog Millionaire?
Maybe. No, I don't remember. He was in another movie recently, but he's been sick for about 2 years.
I've seen neither one of them. So.
I heard about that. It's too bad. He was pretty young. If you look at a picture of him, you probably recognize him. He's been in quite a few things.
I did see a picture. I still didn't recognize him.
Okay, well, yeah, but I'm trying to think of the movie he plays like a doctor in, or something. I'm trying to remember.
Lars Hansen with
Danish Krona, isn't it?
Danish Kroner, yes.
Oh, he was in Jurassic World. Sorry, yeah.
Jurassic World. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of too. Because I'm like.
Any thoughts about the PS4 game, The Last of Us 2 leak woke disaster? We'll be talking about that.
We will.
Well, here's the thing. We already knew that they had the girl-on-girl giggity makeout scene in the trailer from E3 last year, so I don't know why anybody's surprised.
He was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was the other one I was trying to think of. Yeah, he was Slumdog. He was also in New York and Hater and Gun Day.
Didn't see it.
You seen The Amazing Spider-Man though, didn't you?
Most of it before I turned
it off.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Alex Kurtzman accomplished something that's very difficult to do for me, and that's for me to lose interest in a Spider-Man movie.
See, I got some new videos. I'm sorry.
See, between Kurtzman and JJ, it's like, do we care? And you guys are talking about The Last of Us too. I can elaborate a little bit on this because
Yeah, you're the resident gamer.
Yeah, here's the thing with The Last of Us too. Like, I've been thinking about making a video on it, but I just don't care. Like, The Last of Us 1 is just a boring zombie shooter with a lot of really
I already know what
difficult
happens. I mean, I just don't care. Yeah, I mean, if people want to know or whatever,
I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to support it because it's a AAA game anyway that came out last year that was woke. You know, like last year. Seriously. Here's the thing with last year's E3 trailer. They showed a couple of girls kissing, and we already knew the same way that all the other games were going because all of these little SJW types have to throw in a bunch of stuff instead of having the confidence in themselves or, you know, the culture or the vocabulary or the critical thinking to just say, hey, I don't like this thing. Like, I can perfectly flat out say, I do not like the first Last of Us game. And I'm sorry if I hurt somebody's feelings for not liking it. You know, if somebody not liking something is enough to hurt your feelings, then grow a personality. But at the same time, it's like these games, we know that these games are going to be woke. We know that these games are stupid. We know that these games are filled with these political stuff. I mean, I'm surprised anybody is surprised by this.
Well, I started playing the first Last of Us game, and I kind of lost interest halfway through.
Yeah, I didn't get past it was the game that came with my PS4. I got through like the first level, maybe, if that.
Yeah, it's just another boring zombie shooter. And people can say, oh, it's a good game and it's got a good story. I'm the type of person I skip cutscenes in games anyway if I'm bored with them. You know, like I'm there to play a video game, not watch a movie.
Okay, if you liked it, great. You know, it's okay. Yeah. I never said, okay, I'm done.
What the hell was that?
How the F is a bad Sonic game not woke? I don't know which bad Sonic game because they're all kind of. I hate Sonic too, though. I've never liked the Sonic game.
I thought a Mario Brothers soundboard.
Oh, that's what that shit was.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
I think he's right.
Yeah,
I think use all the sound effects on my pocket operator.
Well, anyway, the whole thing, and I saw whose video did I see? Was it your video, Mecca? That's all. But they were consulted. They were not consulting, but they were looking at Anita Sarkeesian's.
Well, I didn't make a video on that. I don't want to give any attention to that C word. Well, like seriously, don't listen to her. Don't listen to somebody who's destroyed thing after thing.
Oh, I think it was Yellow Flash. I think it was Yellow Flash who made the video.
Yeah, I haven't made any videos today because, like, I don't care. I just don't care.
But I'm just like, why are you listening to her of all people? Why? I mean, okay. Yeah. Who do we got? Who should we take advice from the work on the new game? Let's see. Hideo Kojima. No. He's he's a little out there.
Well, they do it to get the hot press. They do this shit to bait us into making videos on it. This is the same reason why Star Wars and Star Trek suck, because they haven't been good. Let's face it. These franchises have not been good in a very, very long time. A lot of them have not been good. The Last of Us game was overrated. It was probably decent enough for people who just like anything that they throw at you. But for a more critical thinking and a more critical or an older person who's actually seen a lot of this stuff, it's not that interesting and it's not that unique. So what do? They need to go out and do whatever they can to get us to talk about it, to get this buzz and to get the marketing. And that's why they hire these people. That's why they hire these toxic weirdos to come in and ruin, destroy, just to get half of the people going, half of the dumbasses going, yay, we support Whammon. And the other half of them being like, hey, we're outraged by Anita Sarkeesian being involved. And then you have like one or two reasonable people who come out of the woodwork and say, yeah, you know what? These games weren't that good anyway. Star Wars hasn't been good since 1983. Like seriously.
Oh, heavens, yes.
I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not going to make a video on it.
Well, I'm not going to, ever. even if there's a fire.
All right. What else do we want? Oh, geez. New allegations have surfaced with the whole Leslie Headland.
Did we want to go there
Leslie
first?
Henlin, whatever her name is.
Leslie Headland.
Again, Star Wars hasn't been good since like 1983, so they need any tactic they can to get a lot of people talking about it, to get their little marketing and media. Because you got the one hand, you got the people like Campia going around, the NPCs like him calling everybody man babies, and all the people who follow that. And then on the other hand, you got a lot of the NPCs who go, "Oh, leftist, left." Okay, stop. Sorry.
Emperor Billy Ritchie. Why does Rob sound like Roger?
Okay, I'll just.
Don't say that.
Because Roger's awesome. That's why. Right? I contend that American Dad was probably funnier than Family Guy.
I do too.
I would
I like
actually support
American Dad.
that,
Yeah, and that's partially because of Roger, and all he is Paul Lynde. But yeah,
Yeah, I know. And
Paul Lynde, but he's
there's-
like 90% of the world's population.
Yeah, and there was a while there where I think Futurama was actually funnier than The Simpsons.
Yes.
Futurama was always funnier than The Simpsons.
Futurama
Yes.
is brilliant.
Which isn't it?
I don't believe you.
So we asked Bender what he thought about that. This we had to say.
Woohoo! I'm popular.
So Bender.
I was never a bigger fan of Futurama over The Simpsons. I know it's blasphemy, but just didn't.
Well, I think being a sci-fi based show kind of freed them to go a little bit more apeshit,
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
Okay, what are we going to talk about?
South Park is my favorite show too, Steeg. Matt G sent us this $2 super chat. Don't forget our buddy Jake Picard was in Dune. That's right, he was in Dune. I was in the Dune.
Don't get me started about Dune.
And you know
please.
what? I like Dune buggies.
That's
They are
where
about dunes.
that's where your love of Dune buggies came from, isn't it?
Yes.
As long as I don't have to watch the new Dune or make any more videos on it, I'll be good.
Yes.
Well, you were saying something about Leslie. Let's start there.
Les.
I think it looks like we missed another super chat. Let me see.
Les.
Hang on. Oh, yes, we did. 420.
It's a man, baby.
As pooped by Anakin Skywalker, if KK falls, will the culture wars finally end? No. There's always a new front in the culture wars, and for that, so aptly named super chat,
Smoke weed every day.
that amounts. So
I have a question. Mary
Yes.
says, Old Man Picard, do you like to be called JL? If you mean JL means junk is large, yes. Otherwise, no. Thank you.
I don't even, Aubrey James. I'm not buying The Last of Us. SJW's not getting any of my money. I don't even know what game I want to buy next. I really don't.
Terraria, but I already own it. Yeah, the only thing I'm even looking forward to, there's the only thing I'm even looking forward to at all in the next year is the Terraria 1.4 update, where they basically are doubling the size of the game again.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, and yay, it doesn't have a story.
So, yeah, link me to this, Rob. What's going on with the whole...
with the whole Leslie Headland?
Lesbian.
Lesbian.
I was trying. I couldn't get it out.
The girl next door is now the girl she's after.
She got teased
So,
was called lesbi as a kid. You know that.
And she was happy about it.
God. Okay, listen. She might be a perfectly nice person. We don't know. But
not in public based on anything she's
I don't believe you.
or who she's worked with.
I'm gonna get so much use out of this.
I don't believe you.
yeah,
Elliot does mute everybody when they pop it up, though, so people don't.
Parrothead $1.49 super sticker. Thank you very much. She's a la lesbian. So okay. Anyway, our good buddy John F. Trent has a story about this on Bounding into Comics, as you can see there in the private chat. Tom, if you so kindly share that with the group.
No. Why would I do such a thing? You do realize I think this is the story that he got from our Toxic Femininity broadcast, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this is the one.
So we're reporting on ourselves now. That is weird.
Hey, that's how we roll around here, I guess.
Well, Geeky Candy did some phenomenal research, so props to her.
Oh yeah. So for some reason, Harrison Ford is trending on Twitter. We'll look into that while we're doing this. Disney leaker WDW Pro recently explained why Disney executives are "quote unquote" livid about the rumored Star Wars series from Russian doll co-creator Leslie Headland. WDW Pro is the Disney leaker who previously reported that Disney executives were livid about Lucasfilm hiring Leslie Headland, former personal assistant former personal assistant Harvey Weinstein. He previously indicated there were at Lucasfilm because she comes with significant PR baggage, potential legal baggage. I almost said blaggage, and did so without consulting Disney or their legal department. Now, WDW Pro has elaborated on why Disney executives were livid at Lucasfilm for allegedly hiring Headland. On the WDW Magic forums, WDW Pro explains, so just received this info. One of the reasons Leslie Headland is such a PR issue is because of quotes like this. It's so funny and great. When I was working there, that was all I wanted. I would daydream that someday I would be making movies and Harvey will buy them and he will want to support me, you know, as co-workers, essentially. There's nobody like him. He's genius. You sit across from him and you're like, I cannot believe how brilliant this guy is. So his interest in me as a filmmaker just makes me feel like I made the right choice to move on.
Is that Walter Cronkite?
No, that's Leslie Headland.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way it is.
Hi, I'm Leslie Headland. So you got a nice rack on you, Mecca.
We got a super chat from Stargate 404, $5.
$5. Stargate 404, script doctor, a PhD. Please tell your last stream.
You can't read, can you?
No, I'm in a major brain fart today. Forgot to tell you last stream if you thought orcs trending was bad. You should read the articles about how Lord of the Rings is racist. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I saw stuff on that the really terrible leap from orcs to, I guess, disenfranchised people. I don't buy it. I think my knowledge of orcs is pretty spotty, but I think it was originally a Scandinavian thing before J.R.R. Tolkien incorporated them in his books, like old mythical stuff. Comics Division did a great video on that stuff. It was kind of funny.
Harrison fucking Ford. Dude! Quit flying!
Yeah,
or quit smoking before you fly. One of the two. Actor and longtime aviation enthusiast Harrison Ford was piloting a plane at the Hawthorne Airport in Los Angeles on April 24th when he crossed a runway where another aircraft was landing.
God.
It's a plea for help. He doesn't want to do the Indiana Jones without Spielberg.
Get off my runway! But that's their runway. Shut up!
I'm Harrison Ford.
Part-time.
I flew the Millennium Falcon. Damn it, I can fly this.
Oh, he would never admit to that.
But you don't say that.
Oh, for God's sake, Harrison Ford.
Poop. Poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
So, okay. Anyway.
So, yeah. So, Leslie, she's a winner. Just a PR dream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, it keeps getting better. WDW Pro adds, you have to understand, quotes like these come well after there were many, many, many reports about Weinstein and his predatory criminal behavior towards women. And while you might think the hundreds of social media posts she had disappear in conjunction with the Variety leak were all lewd things, the truth is they were often loving, over-the-top endorsements of Weinstein. Aw, Poppy Weinstein. Poppy Harvey Weinstein. She still gets a warm fuzzy for Poppy Weinstein. Related. Okay, WDW Pro continues. Additionally, Bob Iger, is currently being sued by Paz de la Huerta about Harvey Weinstein, which means that not only is he attempting to get out of that situation, but Kathleen Cray Kennedy has brought the fox into the henhouse by bringing in Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant, and nobody at the top of Disney knows what information she was privy to in her time working directly under Weinstein. I was curious what the legal issue was that Disney was concerned about beyond the PR issue, but that's the big one I've discovered. You could potentially, although perhaps unlikely, see a situation where Kathleen Kennedy has hired someone who would have a compromising information about the CEO, the former CEO, and others at Disney. So, oh boy. Well, Bob wants. Hello. This is Bob Iger. Praise all of you. I'm telling you, that beach doesn't have a thing on me. Bob be with you all. Frank?
You a fried turkey, motherfucker. Man, I don't feel so bad about being married to that bitch now. You're married to this shit.
That's right, Bob. That's right, Frank. By the way, Frank.
Yes?
I could grant you an annulment of your marriage if you can make certain problems go away. Bob be with you, Frank.
I'm sorry, I ain't touching that Harvey business with a 12-foot pole. Sorry, buddy. You on your own there. Go by Congo.
I am royally screwed. That's right, I'm royally screwed. Aren't I? Oh well. Easy come, easy go. Bob be with you all. Bob be with you. So Bob Iger.
See, he has a master class now.
He does. Bob Iger in what? Avoiding loss
in business leadership.
Oh God.
Does he blow up like the guy in Billy Madison when he's asked about business ethics?
I don't know yet, but I've only seen the trailer. Oddly enough, I saw the trailer for it on that Star Wars Girls video about Leslie Headland, which is how kind of interesting because his masterclass is about leadership and business, and then you have someone like Kathleen Kennedy who has possibly gotten Leslie Headland in Disney, which kind of usurps his leadership role. And I thought the irony was quite palpable.
So okay, so let me see if I can.
He talks about Disney princesses a lot.
So let me see if I can get a handle on this. Okay. Pretty much, this is a power play by KK. It would seem that she has dirt on Iger and on Lord knows who else, and so KK's to me it looks like she's holding this over Iger's head like the sword of Damocles. Would I be too far from the truth?
I'm starting to wonder. I mean, first instincts was this was to hide the business with Diamond Toys president coming out and saying, yeah, Star Wars sequel trilogy, not very popular. Sorry. And then we realized that it wasn't an official announcement. So I was like, okay, this is odd. And then you don't give us anything other than it's female centric. Well, then of course my first instinct is what most people's first instinct is. And that is either that this was put out there because the Bobs put it down and said no, and KK is going, out there and putting it out there. So if he tries to cancel it now, it'll look bad, or they're trying to make us look bad for going after it. But now that this keeps going, I'm starting to wonder if KK doesn't have a personal agenda against Bob.
Mm-hmm.
This is starting to smell a lot like the CBS situation with Moonves almost.
Well, maybe
we're also kind of noticing a pattern of behavior with Kathleen Kennedy. Just she had an issue. She apparently had some sort of issues with George Lucas, given how she's been making decisions with regards to Star Wars, and now that Bob kind of stepped down and then stepped back, she's kind of playing this little game speculatively.
Yeah, and either way, it's dirty politics, no matter which way you cut it, really.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we got to say allegedly, because we don't know if KK leaked this, but we have enough proof that somebody knew something was going to come down, because Miss Leslie here deleted, quite a few of her tweets. And
she has
now
less than 100, and most of those are retweets from someone else.
Yeah, and then there's been some scrubbing in some of the articles and other things that Candy had noticed. So this is getting really kind of odd. It's really starting to smell bad. I have no idea how far this is going to go. We've already gone a few days without Disney saying a word about it. I got to imagine they've been asked by a dozen reporters already. So I don't know.
Nelson Chiretta, $2. Forget Palpatine. KK is the true Lord of the Sith.
Always two there are.
That's right. I am the true Lord of the Sith. I want that cocksucker Bob out. Oh, my perfect daughter. You're about to get your series, sweetie. Don't worry.
I know. That's why I look excited.
Yes, I can't wait. I'll be in charge. I learned everything from Sherry Redstone.
We are taking down the men in the movies.
That's right.
Yay.
Will soon be no more. No, I have to figure out.
Wait a minute. If there can only be two and you had me kill Carrie Hart, does that mean I got to kill this bitch too?
Shh, we weren't supposed to talk about that.
Or are you going to have her kill me? Now, wait a minute, bitch. Let's talk about this.
Well, if you can't see it, then you can't imagine it, right, Bree? Oh.
I wrote a song. If you can't see it, then you can't be it. I believe I'm a girl.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Why would you want to touch a guy?
I'm surprised the next lyric wasn't, I believe I can control the world.
Be quiet or I'll have R. Kelly piss on you.
He already did.
Oh, my word. Frank, did you hire R. Kelly to piss on her?
I wouldn't piss on her if she's on fucking fire.
We weren't supposed to talk about that outside the bedroom, Frank.
Wait. I came with pictures. Not of you pissing. If you piss on Bree, that's your own thing. I can't do nothing about that. But this is a classic picture from one of the greatest moments in my life. I'm not good at this pewter and stuff. I'm just getting new to this. How do y'all turn it on?
It's already on, Frank.
Oh, okay. Now how do I push the button?
You put your finger on it and you press down on it.
Well, which button do I push? There's like 52 of them here.
The
Enter.
one that says,
is that one get me like internet sex?
Yeah, yes, Frank. Ron W 999. After hearing this info, it might be a good idea to have Apple or a tech company buy Disney so the execs can fire all these people with no talent and only give positions by having dirt on people. Lars Hansen, 20 Danish kroners. Bob Iger versus KK. Who wins? That's
I think was good. I'm starting to wonder if that's not what's
We're
going on.
kind of seeing that play out now.
This is unfolding almost in real time here.
Fuck, I can't find my picture. Oh, here it is. I got it. This is an amazing photo, folks. This is gonna make you cry from happiness. That's Amy.
What's the photo?
Frank, are you just holding your phone up to the computer screen?
Yeah.
No.
That ain't how it works. Oh, here we
no,
go. Here we
afraid
go.
not.
Here we go. Okay, here's me. See this handsome devil? That's Stan Winston. He's a genius. He was. And this beautiful creature right here is Amy. She is the star of Congo. I don't know who this guy is, but he looks like he's going to do something weird to Amy. So I punched him like 10 seconds after this picture was took. So.
Okay.
That's my picture.
It's a great photo.
Go by Congo.
The great Frank Marshall, everybody. Not to be confused with Gary Marshall.
He likes cargo. What the fuck was that, Rob?
No, I'm looking for. I got a Mario soundboard, but Mario Brothers soundboard.
He's
But I
the
had no
pocket
idea.
operator. If I had back, basically a calculator-sized synthesizer that has all the.
Would Kathleen Kennedy be the ultimate Karen?
Yes.
Yes. I'm still trying to find her middle name. I swear it's Karen.
Kathleen Kennedy, Karen Kennedy.
I have not been able to find her middle name. I think they scrubbed it.
Because it is a K.
Yeah.
Yeah. KKK. The KKK took my baby away. They took her away from me.
But you don't say that.
That's right.
Was there
Congo.
anything else to talk about here?
Oh, there's plenty to talk about. As far as Leslie, I mean, we might as well wrap that bit up. We all think the bitch is crazy. We think something's going down. Till we hear from Disney, though.
No, Disney.
Yeah, a lot of this doesn't feel right.
Disney's probably hurriedly trying to make this all go away.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, man. Well, did we cover the AMC business?
Even Money says Leslie and KK are scissoring in the back. You don't want to think about that, though. Oh, yes, finally someone I connect with.
Scissoring. All right, well, this is a two-part story. This actually started the other day. Or should I say yesterday? As we kind of noted in a video that nobody watched, that Rob and I worked very hard on. So I'm guilting you into watching it. Yeah, I worked really hard on it. Because he don't even remember it. He's like, I don't fucking remember doing this video. I'm like, we just did it like 2 weeks ago.
The digging into AMC theaters.
No. The one before that one, actually.
Oh, yeah.
No. The China one, yeah.
Yeah. And basically what it was about was how, you know, everybody's going not to expect any of the big blockbusters on streaming anytime soon. Well, Universal, and they said that, well, you know what, I might as well just find that bit part of the video and play it. But I mean, Universal was like,
it's our own video. Will we get copyright struck for it?
Yes, I hope so. Andre will be like, why are you showing our videos on stream? No. I was hoping he was going to join us, but I think he crashed out after he posted the Dune video.
It's got to be like 2 a.m. over there, right?
Yeah, it's pretty late, like midnight, 2 a.m., 1 a.m. ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get to it here. Nobody watched this video, unfortunately. Like only 30,000 people. I know that sounds like nothing, right?
It's
For
the
ours,
population
though,
of a small town.
For ours,
Look,
though,
I didn't even get 30,000 views on videos.
For ours, though, that's bad on the main channel. Just means nobody wanted to watch the shit I report about ever.
Nope.
Hey, I'm shocked as many people had watched the Bill Murray video I did as they had.
You know, you did half of it. And you ignored the other half of the shit I did.
Okay.
That's why we had to redo a bunch of it. That's all right. Rob does that sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, I do that.
We're gonna skip to this chapter. And this is from a couple weeks ago. I'm sure a lot of people didn't see this. And we got a super chat real quick too, Rob. Real quick.
Yeah.
Stephanie Little Page sends $5.
Kathleen Kennedy is the Antichrist. And Leslie Headland is her minion.
She's the son of the devil. Do you have pictures? I bet.
Remember that scene in Private Parts? You know what you are, Stone? You're the Antichrist. You're the Antichrist. You are the motherfucking Antichrist.
Do you know that
Giamatti really
soundtrack
knocked
had
that out
like
of the
3
park.
different covers? That fucking Howard Stern. All right. Let's watch this a little bit here.
In a recent THR interview, many of the questions viewers had posited to us on live streams about this very subject were also addressed. When asked about the unprecedented move that Trolls 2 was released the same day digitally as theaters are left open in the US, and if this was any concern, this is what Fithian said. No, I am not, and here's why. For those distributors who already had movies released in theaters that were playing when we had to shut down, we fully understand that they would need to accelerate their home releases. They had already put those movies in cinemas, but cinemas had to shut down. So they made those faster moves to the home to try to monetize those movies and to give people something to watch at home during this crisis. Fithian continued, Trolls World Tour is a very different story. For all the movies that had been scheduled for release during April and May, every other distributor announced delays to later times. But they still intend to release those delayed movies theatrically. Some of those delays have specific new dates, including Sony's Peter Rabbit 2, which is now scheduled for August, MGM's No Time to Die, which will open in November, and Universal's Fast 9 next year. And some have been postponed for unspecified dates, but all of the movies with originally planned release dates in April and May, with one exception of Trolls, will be released later theatrically, with full theatrical windows. All those other studios demonstrated their belief that the theatrical model is still essential to their business. They just had to delay release dates because of the virus. As reassured as Fithian sounded,
that's the important part right there. They were told by Universal that the movie was only being put to streaming early because of the virus, right? Okay. Then yesterday, Universal, well, I think this started Monday, they were boasting about the fact that Trolls had made $100 million in streaming in the first 3 weeks of release, which is roughly what the first movie made.
Yep.
And then they proceeded to say that from here on out, after the pandemic is over, Universal will release their movies day and date on digital with theaters. Now, as if you watch that whole video we just showed you a snippet of, we give you pretty good reasons why this is not going to be something that's going to go down lightly with the theaters. And we're starting to see that play out now. I thought this was something that was actually probably going to hold off until the pandemic was over. But oh no, Universal jumped the gun. And now AMC has said they will no longer play Universal movies after this announcement. And not only that, they're not the only ones on board. As I told Rob, this is probably something that's going to keep on going. We now have Regal is stepping in as well. So this is ballooning and escalating. Rob and I are working on a story about this now, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. They will not be showing movies that fail to respect the windows. And this is something we covered in that said video, which was something that was already a problem with studios. So
why would they want to respect the windows? I mean, it works terribly. It crashes all the time.
No. The theatrical release window, Rob, not
I'm
Bill
using
Gates
Windows
windows
right now, and it's terrible. I mean, it's
Windows 10 sucks. I know.
It works better if your internet can connect to the stuff.
Stargate 404 sent us a $2 super chat. Guess the blackmail. What do you think KK has? I don't know if it's KK. I think Leslie's her little ace in the hole.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to this though, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of the theaters get behind this too. Universal's, that was a dumb fucking move.
Yep.
And now, and a lot of people are going to be like, well, what the fuck do they need the theaters for? I hate theaters. I'd rather go to digital anyway. But I don't think Universal's actually stopping and thinking about this whole thing. And let me reiterate this for a minute or lay this out for a moment. Sure, they made $100 million in streaming in the first few weeks on Trolls 2, right? But that's because everybody's stuck at fucking home. There's nothing to do. I guarantee you, if there was other stuff to do, this movie probably would have done about half, maybe close to what the original did in theaters, but not nearly as well. And then you got to ask yourself, would it done nearly as well on digital had everybody not been stuck indoors?
No, it was just a big deal because, we get this one early. And then they forgot. It's a movie nobody cared. It's a sequel to a movie nobody saw in the first place, except little kids.
Yeah, for like a $20 rental, you can occupy your toddler for basically 12 to 18 hours of that day. And it's a, 48-hour rental period?
Yeah, I believe that's how it works. It's
that's 2 days where your kid is occupied, so you can actually take a break.
Yeah, so you're renting the movie for 48 hours for $20 an average in most places that you can get this. That doesn't mean you own it now.
Well,
that's the other thing.
Load up OBS and record it.
Well, there's but there was another point you're jumping kind of ahead to, but I was going to get to. But there's the other thing is, okay, so you don't own it, so that means either you got to repurchase it again, or most people, they aren't going to probably purchase it again unless their kids love it. You know what I mean? And so you've probably killed any chance of a lot of because a lot of people wait till it comes out on video. You know, they just wait till it comes to digital streaming to buy. They aren't going to pay that kind of money to rent it when they can buy it for that much in 3 months. And with some of these movies, it's only been a month or so with the window now with the whole pandemic. But that's the thing Mecca is bringing up that I think is another thing they're not even stopping to think about. Mm-hmm. Everything that goes to digital is pirated right away.
Exactly. And you get the better quality. You're not waiting around for a cam version. You're not waiting around for somebody in Indonesia to upload it with subtitles. And, you just get it right away. And that's the thing. How many people if I'm going to be watching it on my computer anyway, why am I paying you money for it? That's the other thing. And there's a lot of people who, like you said, they'll wait to buy it forever. But how many people, like me, I'm one of those people, I love the physical media. And then once I realized I wasn't watching it or using it ever again, I stopped buying it and I stopped rebuying stuff. If it was just going to sit on my shelf unopened. So I didn't upgrade to like Blu-ray on things because after I watch it once or twice, then I'm done. I used to be able to justify it thinking, if I watch it once for $10, I can spend $20 and watch it forever. But then I never started doing that. So
and again, like I said, I brought this up. This is a kid's feature as well.
Yeah.
So that also plays into it. And Nelson Shredda has a perfectly logical answer here with a $5 super chat. How much leverage do theaters have? What will ticket sales look like for the rest of the year? How many people will want to go to the theater? That is a good question, and it's going to be one of those rough rides, but there is a fundamental point here where you get to ask yourself, are you still going to be able to make a movie like Endgame or Star Wars and expect enough people to buy it digitally or rent it digitally, I should say, and make the kind of money that you would make in the theater? Because now you're taking out a whole nother revenue stream in a way. I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but it kind of is. I mean, because now that Trolls is in this domain, I don't know if as many people are going to buy it that would have bought it had they just waited for it to come to video, because kids movies are like that. Like they sell well on video no matter how they do in theaters because parents buy them because it's something to shut their kids up for 2 hours. I know damn well if I'd have paid $20 to watch Star Wars once in 48 hours, I'd have been pissed. I mean, granted, I don't like the theater experience as much as I used to, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Script Doctor, you might have a better insight into this. I just don't see the studios being able to handle making the kind of movies they are and making the kind of money back in streaming only.
Yeah, the only way that would happen is if like every single studio has their streaming service and they're able to make Netflix level money, but not have the same amount of Netflix level content, because that's the only way you're going to be able to afford those big type of tentpole films. On the other hand, they just might skip the whole renting and theater going process altogether and start selling movies for $40 or $50 a pop to own.
And that was the alternative, yeah.
Because it's just there's a lot it's kind of strange because when you see these giant budget films, you're wondering like, well, where is all the money going to? And in some cases, it's to very high profile actors. In other cases, it's to renting out as many composite and computer graphic studios as possible to make your release date. And that's a lot of money. So either the frequency has to be reduced in Hollywood in order to make those big type of films under a more reasonable budget, or they got to stop just trying to make them as big as they are and start looking at new ways to get good stories across that people are going to want to see and not be as spectacle driven.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm curious as to why Universal didn't just do that. That's why I still feel like they're admitting they need the theaters, is when they said, well, we'll release it to both. Because otherwise, why didn't they just, like you said, they're Comcast. They can make their own Universal streaming service tomorrow. They got the Peacock coming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, if they're going to do that, then why don't they just do that? That tells me, and again, I think they're scared and they know they're not going to, and as rough shape as the theaters are right now, you still cannot expect to make $1 billion just off of streaming. I don't see that happening. Ron W has a super chat here, Rob.
Ron W. 499. What are your thoughts on the Senate trying to create a bill to stop Chinese censoring by not allowing government assets for those companies? I don't want to get into politics. It's being proposed by a guy named Senator Ted Cruz, who is an imbecile. Okay, and he's doing it to grandstand. Ted Cruz is a greasy little rat, and he'll do anything to curry favor with certain people.
Yeah, that's probably a whole.
That's another. I don't know much about that. Don't want to get into it.
Let's not discuss that.
Yeah. But no, and here's the other thing: is okay. These movies like Star Wars and Avengers, they make all their money from people going not just once, but going 2 or 3 times, and not just that, but bringing their friends and their girlfriends and their family and all that shit. So right there, you're killing that, because the moment somebody pays for it to rent it, they'll watch it 2-3 times in that 48 hours, let's say. Chances are they're not going to rent it again. And if they want to watch it that bad, guess what they're probably going to do?
Yeah.
Because it's that easily accessible now. And like Mecca said, there's a good version out there. It's not a cam. It's not some Korean dub version or anything like that. It's
the source. That's the source video file. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and on top of that, the only way a studio is going to make those, $1 billion profits off of streaming is if streaming is available worldwide. Like streaming services are available worldwide, and that's not the case for a lot of them. There's a lot of countries that don't get Netflix, that don't get CBS All Access, that don't get Apple Plus. Until
they don't even have internet in certain areas yet.
Exactly. Like until that infrastructure is built and able to be maintained, you're not going to be seeing those numbers. So you still rely on the traditional methods of distributing your media, your films and whatnot.
Well, you're from Canada, and you I think you pointed this out. If not, I know I've talked to other Canadians who have, that you guys still have a lot of video stores up there for that very reason, because there's spotty internet in places.
Well, actually, our internet from coast to coast is probably the most sophisticated of a country our size. The fact of the matter is that there's we have a lot of old people that are still alive, and they don't to use the internet stuff.
Gotcha.
So your big chain video stores that we had in Canada, like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, they're pretty much all but gone. There's maybe a handful of stores that are being run independently now. Every big city has their mom and pop video store that's still doing fairly well. But then again, it's well enough to keep the lights open. In some cases, before the lockdown occurred, a lot of the video stores are boasting how they had like 60% increase in traffic, but 60% above a 5% of normal from their years prior to a Netflix is really not that much in comparison to what really kept them alive to expand. So they are slowly fading away, but some of them are co-financed by other little small businesses and stuff to keep them afloat, because people like that type of experience. But they are going away pretty rapidly, and I think a lot of them are gone now in the last 6 weeks, sadly, as a result of this.
Late.
But if you go up into like
I love you
the regional areas, like out in the boonies or the sticks or whatever type of term you want to use, Yeah, you do have like a convenience store that also rents videos, and we've got like red boxes here and there. But most of the time, like if you need internet, the Canada through Bell has like a massive network, and then all the other competitors also have a really amazing network out there, to the point where like when I'm streaming something off of my computer or off my Blu-ray player, or if I'm downloading a file from a buddy in California who's sending me stuff that he cut together, I can download it within for like 5 megabytes a second.
Well, someone was saying to me something about in the rural areas they still only have like the satellite internet and stuff like that. Is that true?
Yeah, they got satellite. There's
That's what
some
they were
people that
saying
got
then.
the digital stick, which I highly recommend against, because the contracts for those are obscene.
Okay, then
but
that
in
must
most
have been what
cases,
they were referring to. Then is what I meant.
yeah, but
you're
that's
right.
like a Nunavut.
What is the digital stick?
It's like a USB fob, and you plug it into your computer, and it creates a connection to the internet through
gotcha.
like the closest
so like a
the
hotspot.
closest relay point, like a hotspot.
Yep.
But those sticks, most of the service plans for those sticks are like 500 gigabytes a month. And if you're like in a rural area and you have a kid that likes to play video games online, that eats up the data like ridiculously fast. So you end up paying like a penalty if you go over. And some people have really racked up those prices. I remember right when it was launched. So a lot of people don't like to use them, and I totally understand why.
Yeah.
So how's it going, Scott?
Yeah, how you doing, Scott? Late to the program, but yeah.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Sorry. It's always last second you send it, but I'm so grateful. Thank you. Hi, Mecca. Hi, Rob. How you guys doing?
Sander Hammerslang wants to know if Congo's available on streaming. I think it's available for rent on Amazon Prime as far as free anywhere. Not that I know of at the moment. But when CBS / Paramount gets their streaming service up, my bet it'll be on there.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I think they're kind of clamoring at the bit right now to get their new streaming service.
That is, well,
God, they have such a good catalog. It'd be great to stream some of the
that's
stuff
a
that
mess
you
and
can't
a
find.
half right now. Speaking of messes, because Sherry's being sued because of the whole merger business not working out. But I think that's gonna blow over because a lot of this they can blame on this current climate.
They have a good out, and I think Sherry is probably going to buy another several $1 million worth of stock to keep things good, because she needs this to succeed. And I'm actually really pulling for her, because she's kind of like of the old guard, a little bit in ways that what the Midnight's Edge video that just aired talked about. Like she's a little old school still. Like that's the last thing that I heard about her before the lockdown, is that she's a little old school. She likes to have keep things kind of responsible in the spending stuff, but still take a risk here and there if she can find a way to mitigate the loss. So if there's one of those people still out there in a position like hers, like, gosh, you got to be pulling for her.
I want to see some action out of her for Star Trek, though, too. Like, I don't want to sit there and root for her, and then, this bullshit with, I mean, because Mecca gets these too. We get a lot of people who try to push all this. Oh, this is renewed and that's renewed and this person's contract's renewed and
all these little fake little rumor things that just get you to make a video on Star Trek, like the stupid watch party that's going on right now. It's like, I'm not gonna make a video on it until after the fact, so that they don't get publicity, so they don't get people to watch it, right?
Well, yeah, and I think we talked about this after a show, but this one guy who was like trying to feed me information. I pushed him on the email business, and he got pissy and blocked me. So I think he was just trying to feed me full of shit.
That's a fantastic source.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, if he was really honestly a source and he was really trying to get shit out there, then he would just be like, all right, well, that's your, you can believe it if you don't want to. He wouldn't have took it personally, I don't think.
Yeah, and whenever it comes to like guys like Kurtzman, always pay attention to the timing of the articles that drop in his favor. You have to look at the context around that.
Yeah,
because it's all done to either just keep his name in circulation, or to sort of save something that's probably going to be canceled because no one's talking about it or even care, or maybe development has halted because from someone up high, and they figure, oh, if we get the public interest in this again, they'll open up development and we can make some more money. But I would really love to see the books on the budgets for Picard and Discovery, see where all that money went, because it's not on the screen. I mean, it just isn't.
That or it's all in Patrick Stewart's pocket.
Well, didn't you tell me, I don't know if it was Mecca or you, Tom, that said it was like 11, 12 mil an episode?
Actually, that was from Robert Meyer Burnett. He said they spent 400 million on the season. So we just averaged 8 to 12 per episode.
They reused all those sets, though. I mean, what did they spend it on? A $400 3D printer to be a replicator? I mean,
I swear it all went into Picard or Patrick Stewart and Kurtzman's pocket and Goldsman's pockets. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
and I
every
think
White House producer got an extra paycheck. That's for sure.
I think you guys are right. I mean, it's a speculation, but I think they siphoned that money off into season 3 of Discovery.
Well, they took the whole cast and crew on vacation to Iceland for a month, so to film in Iceland for a month.
And that's the thing is, I don't think they were making as much off Discovery as they were Picard.
Can I ask you a question about that? Tom or Mecca or Rob, or Script. What is, if you have money now given to you by CBS or by whoever's funding, Picard, is it illegal to go to Discovery, or is it,
Yes, because and that's why it's just speculation, it's just rumor business bullshit like that.
Yeah, but they've done so many other things, like look at the tardigrade, look at the Brian Fuller stuff, look at
No, but what Scott's saying is, it would be highly illegal if they found out they were funneling funds, Amazon's money
to another
Picard to Netflix's Discovery.
Well, they didn't give one of the writers writer credit on Measure for.
Well, Melissa, the one we,
Melissa Snodgrass,
the one we interviewed,
Melinda Snodgrass, right?
Melinda, not Melissa, my bad.
But what they could have done that would have been a lot harder for them to prove is if they used Star Trek Picard money to build sets for Discovery, but those sets were also used in Picard. So if they found an interesting way to pull that off, I mean, it's still illegal, but it's a little bit harder it's a little harder to prove,
Which is something Star Trek's known for, is repurposing shit. But anyway.
And all they would have to do is just say, "Oh no, we filmed this first on this thing, and then we just moved it over because we already had it."
Right. It would be
or they sold it from one show to another. So, for instance, they say, "Oh, we built this in Picard and we sold it to Discovery for X dollars," and all they have to do is just have a stamped transaction invoice, and then they can just withdraw that money and put it back into whatever account that they had it initially. Like this is a tactic that's used for film credits a lot. Is if you get a film credit and that, like say a local government or a third party gives you money, you then do proof of transactions, and then you just wait for the transaction to complete. You give it a couple of days, and you have the person manually withdraw the money and then physically give it to the person. They put it back in the account, and then they just kind of launder it that way. But it's not the same as laundering, but it's just kind of like a return favor thing for document purposes. And you can do that over and over again, where you can take, like, say, a $10,000 film grant and get like maybe $100,000 out of it because you're constantly showing proof of transactions.
Right.
It's really shady.
Fudging the books, just fudging the books, right?
It's fudging the books, but it's also like recycling the same money without it actually being used, because it basically it ends up being free labor.
You buy shit from yourself, and like he was saying,
right.
Exactly.
What I don't understand is this: you have, like Mecca said, they 3D printed, they copied and pasted the ships in Picard. It cost maybe 12 mil an episode. Then you have something like Game of Thrones that, even though I couldn't stand it at the end, the special effects were insane, and that was only a couple mil more than that. So it had to go to like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but you could see that on screen. That's the difference. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And I mean, they probably put a lot of money into that finale episode. I mean, that finale episode alone could have cost 20 million for all we know.
Oh, I mean, the dragons, and even I know.
No, I was talking about Picard, but
Picard.
Same thing with
right.
They built a compound set, which I'm pretty sure with the right configuration could look like the abandoned Federation headquarters in the year 3000 and something.
Well, not only that, we know they reshot too. But Matt G sent us $5. Rob, forget films. I want FM videos released to theaters. Midnight's Edge in IMAX, Mecha in 3D, Geeks and Gamers in Dolby Digital. I like old school newsreels before a film. That's pretty cool.
I'd be on like a 16 mil. That's great.
Super 8 for me.
You never know. No, it's not the end of the show, Rob.
Old
I
school.
know that's your old movie tone news. Yeah. In the news, you know.
That's cute.
I always wish.
I remember when I had my first beer.
Kathleen Kennedy makes a power play.
Mr. Another sent us $5.
Mr. Another, $5. Is this Toxic Masculinity Anonymous stream? Just kidding. Love the work you guys do. Great work.
Anonymous is anonymous. Like, yeah, I gotcha. I was gonna say, are we not like?
Well, I'm Script Doctor, and I'm a toxic masculine.
Gotcha. Lord, I got a few new ones of the little.
This sucks camel dicks.
Well,
So I know I was
to bring up. Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No worries. Oh no, I was just gonna ask. I know I was late. Did you guys go over the whole Twitter hashtag May the 4th Disney putting out that tweet?
No, we didn't actually. I've been wanting to find something. I thought I swore Lucasfilm tried doing that back in the day too.
In 2010, right?
Was that right? Is that when it was?
I think it was in 2010.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I thought it was maybe I imagined it.
Because the hashtag, or at least the catchphrase, started on Facebook in like 2006.
Yeah, it's been old. Yeah, it's been around for a while.
And I think it wasn't until Twitter when Lucasfilm
Well, actually, shit. You know how long May the 4th be with you's been around? Since like the internet, before the internet. Because I remember we used to celebrate it in school. Like, well, not celebrate it, but like there was a few of us who were Star Wars fans where we'd wear like Star Wars pins and we'd say, May the 4th be with you. And everybody like, huh?
I think it was around the special edition theatrical releases is when I first heard it. Because that was around
might be right.
time.
Because that's about the time roughly a year or two after is when I graduated. So that sounds about right.
I don't think I heard it until like 2010 or 2015.
Well, I remember because my counselor told me about it actually, but he was one of those cool counselors, you know.
See, all my people were Star Trek people.
Well, he was too, but he was like Star Wars fan and all that shit. And he's like, yeah, he goes, May the 4th be with you one day. He said that. He goes, that's coming up this week. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's Star Wars Day. And he told me about it. So he was, fresh out of college. So that's probably where he heard it from, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it, I understand like a phrase could be, like just do it, something like that you can actually copyright. But a hashtag, I mean, created first by the fans. Then
they weren't trying to copyright the hashtag. What they were trying to do was, this is what people interpreted it as. They basically just want to cover their butts legally that anything you responded to their thing with that hashtag might be used in a video or in a thing, like in probably a little documentary with a bunch of Star Wars fans saying, "Yay, we like Star Wars."
So not just retweeting, because I would assume retweeting they can do that no matter what, but this might be they actually will take it and put. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, because then they retracted it like a few hours later, and they said, only if you respond and tag Disney and have the hashtag. They weren't really saying that they own it.
Okay.
I had to clickbait it when I did a video, though. Sorry.
Oh, I watched. I had your video on. That's why I was like, I can't remember if that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's just so they're just protecting themselves now. Yeah. Does this make sense? Do they have other franchises done stuff like that with fans taking what they're writing, taking what they're tweeting, and stuff like that?
Oh yeah,
yeah, right.
Ghostbusters use the comment section.
Yeah,
really.
Okay. In the movie, they did that one bitches can't be busting no ghosts or whatever. That was like something that actually somebody wrote. That was like one of the few that was actually legit.
Oh man,
that's because that's like
that's horrible.
It's more so like I think other people have done this, including Disney before, where like they just let you know that you're gonna be there's a possibility of that. That's what I figured it was.
Yeah, just legal. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
KK.
Captain Robert April says that Bacchus is reporting layoffs. Not surprised. Yeah, they're in rough shape. You back, Rob?
Yeah. Well, CBS, Viacom and CBS was planning to do a whole year worth of reorganizing and layoffs for 2020 anyways. So
yeah.
I don't expect it to really be something that they're doing as primarily as a result of the lockdown. I think they're just kind of killing two birds with one stone here, so to speak, because the whole company is going to be reorganized and something brand new by 2021 if they're still able to maintain the merger.
Mm-hmm. Nope, don't anybody talk at once.
Wow.
I was actually just looking something up. Have you guys heard about George Soros investing in Activision?
Mm-mm.
So I heard he's trying, he's merging Activision Blizzard. He's buying it. He's trying to get into the gaming company and take it over. I don't know. I just saw it actually pop up a minute ago. So I didn't know if this is a little bit older, if you guys heard anything about it. I know he invested like 45 million into Activision. I want to say Activision's been around since Atari, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Ages,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying
Sorry.
to see if I was just trying to see if we talked about the whole Galaxy's Edge business or not.
Oh man.
But I don't think we did.
No, not yet. We did on the
All right.
council last night.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
that was it. Yeah. So yeah, speaking of Disney and KK, we should have brought this up earlier, but for those who were always curious of whether or not KK herself had a personal agenda, if this is true, I think this answers that. We'll go with the slash.
Less of the agenda more, but it does kind of show a complete disrespect and
Well, an agenda to do with away with the old Star Wars and with the new,
yeah.
which is completely all women's Star Wars.
Well, she doesn't specifically say women, but it's just.
Oh, well, she has in the past.
Yeah. It's in this. She's disregarding more of the older fans, possibly because, well, who knows? She might just feel protective of George because, we were so toxic and people like Patton Oswalt getting out there screaming against the prequels and stuff. So it might be something, well, screw these old fans because they didn't like the prequels anyway. We're just going to focus on the new fans. Or it could just be complete incompetence where she says, well, maybe why focus on, the fans we have when we could be making it for fans that we are going to have for years to come.
In other words, counting your chickens before they hatch, which is a stupid thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
But does that make any sense? You have a built-in audience that right now has children and grandchildren that they will be paying for those kids to go and create memories, and once you create those memories, now, it's Disney. They can adjust the park and bring in Galaxy's Edge, but they should have started with Tatooine, got those older people in with all those kids they're bringing. Because we were talking to Drunk 3PO last night, one of my best friends, and he was talking about how, like, the Disney princess will come up, or Doc McStuffins will come up to the kids, and right when they're done with them, Doc McStuffins spends time with them, takes pictures, and then the kids want to go buy those action figures, buy, the doctor's coat,
The merchandise, yeah.
right. But when you see a video of Rey, she just takes a quick picture and doesn't say a word, just blasts on by. And I guess that
Maybe she had to go to the washroom.
He says it happens all the time, though.
Yeah.
So, like, it just doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't.
I can kind of answer some of why she want to focus on the new fans, because they have such a disregard for geek culture and geek fans anyway. And I've said this before in every franchise where they're just like, oh, well, we have a built-in audience already. They'll buy it anyway because they're just a bunch of dumb, toxic man baby fanboys. They're going to buy it. And this is the same attitude that we see from a lot of these companies. They just assume we're going to buy it because we're fans of it. So they don't care if they cater to us because they figure they already have our dollar, and that's the big problem there. They don't realize that we say enough. Okay, quit calling us man babies. Quit calling us, quit allowing your representatives to do this and speak ill of us for complaining about a movie.
It's not even a disregard; it's a disdain. It's an active disdain.
Yes,
for fans. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, there's a contempt there that runs so deep. It runs so deep that it's not surprising that KK would do this. It really is. It really isn't. Oh, right. They're a bunch of white men.
But you go back to that video with her and George Lucas, and when you first watched it, she looks like she's looking at him in awe, like excited for this new adventure she's going to have and protect his dream. And
she's counting all the fucking money she's gonna make.
Not even just that. She's counting the money, and she's looking at him and like, I am going to change everything, and my agenda is going right through.
Yeah, I can't wait to stab this motherfucker in the back.
Multiple times.
So it's like what anytime you get a new person like in the White House or you get a new spouse or something, they want to come in and redecorate the place. That's all it is.
Ooh, yeah, just redecorate. She demolished.
Got some breaking news though. It's not nearly as exciting.
I need the breaking news. I need the breaking news music. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Let's get the guy. This needs breaking news.
I could have said it by now.
All right. What's the breaking news, Tom?
Breaking news is Rob's fired.
You're fired. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
No. More Disney live action reboots. What's next?
Oh, fuck off with your Disney.
The D Insider now claims that Hercules is the next one on the batch.
Kevin Sorbo's going to be upset.
Sucked. That movie sucked. Oh, God.
James Wood's going to be angry too.
You're not even making good movies anymore.
Haven't they done all the old movies? Like I'm ready for them to put out a animation and the next year do the live action right away.
No, I think Mecca, I think you figured out the pattern. It was old movie, new movie, old movie, new movie. But the older movies were like the Lady and the Tramp going to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Book. Cinderella
Beauty
was
and the Beast. Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast is one of the new. I consider that in the newer age, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch any of them and enjoy them?
Not really. Jungle Book was okay.
I've not seen a Disney movie since like the 80s. So. Cartoon, at least the cartoon ones I know.
Dumbo was the other one. Dumbo was kind of depressing as fuck.
Right.
I forgot that was the thing.
And then I've got The Lion King, but I haven't watched it yet, and I haven't watched Aladdin yet either.
Hell no, not Aladdin.
Christian Garcia says Tarzan next. I'm like, oh, Tarzan's perfect because it's public domain.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did it in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Phil Collins gets dusted off.
Wouldn't Hercules also be public domain because it's Greek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Greek. Yeah.
Well,
But
I mean, all the Disney classics are technically public domain.
I was going to say, but see what Disney does is they create their own new versions of certain characters or new characters, and the music and the style. That's what they're.
Yeah. They named the 7 dwarves so that those dwarves are copyright under Disney, but the actual dwarves I don't think, have names in the original stories.
The story doesn't. Okay.
If they do this is just dumb and weird because do people realize that Oliver and Company is just Oliver in animated form?
As in Oliver Twist?
Exactly.
I mean, can I have some more, please?
Little known fact there, Script Doctor. Actually, the thrown out and they had a bunch of names for the 7 dwarves. There was Sleepy, Dopey, Funky, Mustafa, Cheech Chong, Larry, Shen
Bong.
It's nothing sacred to them, though. I mean,
no.
Absolutely.
No.
I mean, seriously, like Rob, I don't know about you. You have you're a comedy type guy. Like Robin Williams as the genie was genius, and to have Will Smith live action it, I haven't seen it, so I can't diss him too much. But to even think that you want to do something where Robin Williams just destroyed it, man. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the movie got fairly good reviews and it did well at the box office. But I remember telling Rob, I said, I guarantee you, because when we first reported about this, when it first broke, I said, I guarantee you the first trailer we get is going to be Will Smith rapping the song, "You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me." And that's exactly what it fucking was. But I couldn't believe it made a buttload of money. I said it was going to flop. That was the thing I was wrong about.
How much did that one make?
Over $1 billion.
It did make over $1 billion. I don't understand.
That's the thing where
I don't know anybody who watches them. Like,
go back to the beginning of our video where we're talking about AMC and all that shit, and where people are talking about how much money movies made in theaters last year. Yeah, movies have been on the decline for years, but guess what? Last year was a record year. People keep forgetting that.
Oh yeah,
Between Disney and the other movies that were out there, they made over $42 billion last
And
year.
how come these theaters are flopping after a month of being out of business?
Because they don't get to see the lion's share of that money. And that's where everything's been so dirty for a while. And that's why this whole movement of saying, oh, we're putting it on streaming, that's gonna kill the theaters. Because there's going to be no incentive whatsoever for anybody to go to the theaters. But then in the end, it's going to be bad news bears for the studios because they're not looking ahead. This is not a viable way of doing it yet.
No, and I would love to know the breakdown of that. Like, how much does AMC or Lowe's or the theater itself make? How much does the movie, the company that produced the movie, and then how much do the movie like owners, the theater?
It's usually a 40-60 is the average. Yeah. When a movie opens up, especially a big tentpole movie like Jurassic World, Fast and the Furious, Star Wars, Avengers, they generally get anywhere from 80 to 90% of the first weekend. But then every week after that, it goes down to the point where by like the 4th, 5th week of release, like the studios get barely like 25% script doctor, if that.
Something around like that, depending on what they negotiate with the theaters. But usually as the weeks continue, more money goes to the theaters to sort of make up for expenses, because it's pretty expensive to run a theater. Like they may see that gross, but there's a lot of costs that still have to be taken care of first before they start seeing any profits. And in many cases, most theaters don't even really see much of a significant profit at all.
No, and that's why your popcorn's $10 a bucket and your jujubes are $5 a box.
Yeah, or they have like restaurants lease out sections of the theater and then pay out to the theaters themselves. So like you go inside, you see McDonald's in your movie theater, and like, well, what the heck is this doing here? It's like, well, like McDonald's owns that part of land, and they're paying the theater a little bit of some money to be operating within that sphere, sort of thing.
I just walk right past the concession stands. I
generally do too.
Same here.
Like, I just bring something in my purse.
I was just about to say I wear cargo pants for that reason. I've brought in sushi before.
I do love me some snow caps though.
I have. I did sushi, McDonald's. Oh, I've done it all, man. Snow caps are good.
Mr. Another sent us $5. Rob.
Mr. Another, if Disney's making live action remake of their cartoons, will the animated remake of their will they
That's
make
a good question. Will they make live action remakes of their cartoon of their or will they make animated remakes of their live action
remakes of their animated,
like Mary Poppins and No Mobile and
man, Chitty Bang Bang, isn't that them too?
Yeah, that's MGM.
Oh, that is MGM. You're right.
No, but now that you guys brought that up, that reminds me they fucked with that Irish movie they got on Disney too. The one about leprechauns.
Live action or
it's a live action movie. They changed the voiceover of one of the characters that sounded too thick Irish in the original version.
What?
So it sounded less stereotypical or some shit. Yeah.
I love you.
I got to add that to my splash list. Tiberius Monk sent us $2 as well.
Tiberius Monk. I'm sending $2 because meat is awesome. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Is that really Tiberius Monk? In the picture there?
I'm thinking so. He's got a headset on and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine looking gentleman with the tie and all that.
Got the vest, sporting the vest. Nice, nice.
Vest. Yeah.
Sneaking in an entire bucket of chicken.
Just don't.
That's it. Darby O'Gill and the Little People. They changed the voiceover of one of the characters.
All I ask is don't bring in anything excessively crunchy to the theaters.
I also think there's still some issues going on with the Aladdin script, because my understanding was some of the songs that were written for the animated version were also used again in the live action version.
They changed the lyrics to that years ago, so I'm assuming they just used the new lyrics.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I remember there was a controversy going on where some of the screenwriters on that thing were not getting paid for their lines, because in WGA terms, if you use a certain percentage amount of repeated lines in a remake, you do owe the original writer.
Oh, that part of it. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think that was still under arbitration.
I thought you were talking about, because like, this goes back way back when the movie was first released, the original Aladdin. There's a line in the first song about thieves getting their hands cut off or whatever. I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it alludes to Agrabah or whatever, and they made them change it. And I guess if you can find the original soundtrack that has it on it, it's worth like a lot, because like you can't get it anywhere else. That's the way Disney does their shit, though. They're good at that.
You guys will know this. I've always wondered this. The voice of the cave, the lion, is that the same voice of the Inspector Gadget villain?
The Claw?
Yeah.
Dr. Claw?
Yeah. He's like,
it might be if it's Frank Welker. Chances are it's probably Frank Welker doing both.
Okay.
Frank Welker does that a lot. Yeah. He's like between him and Peter Cullen, one of the two, they both do that voice a lot.
Yeah, it's Frank Welker.
Is it? I was pretty sure it probably was.
I mean, it's spot on, man.
Frank Welker does that. Yeah, that's his thing. If you hear gremlins, ghosts, ghoulies, goblins, monsters, bulls, dogs, frogs, hogs, it's probably Frank Welker. Frank Welker's about 112 years old, and he looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Fred. Like that's his regular voice.
Oh, okay.
Like you've heard him a million. If they do a cartoon, I swear, if you have to have Frank Welker in there at some point. Like it's like it's just a given. I mean, he's the voice of Stripe and all the Gremlins. He's
really?
Anything you've heard that ever does any kind of weird. Yeah. Well, Megatron. That was him too doing Megatron. Yep.
Right.
Actually, his Megatron was way better than some of the other Megatrons I've heard after.
Well, I hate the excuse. Did you remember that bullshit? He did the original voice of Megatron in the first movie.
Yeah.
Right. No, not in the.
Yep, he did. But
did he do Galvatron? No, that's Switch.
No, he did the original. Him and Peter Cullen came back to do the voices, but they wanted a star.
Right.
So they replaced
him.
Yeah, they redubbed it just like they did with the Chipmunks movie. Because Ross Bagdasarian and his wife did the voices of the Chipmunks ever since the 80s or actually late 70s. And they did the voices for the movie, and they are still singing in the movie. But then at the last minute, they redubbed all the voices of the Chipmunks with Justin Long and what was it? The kid from New Edition, or not New Edition. That's way old. No, not NSYNC. One of those newer boy bands, and some other actor for Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. And you can't even tell it's them. They speed their fucking voices up anyway. I thought it'd have been much more novel to have the original, at least the 80s voices back,
Right. Of course. I've actually watched those recently, and I didn't even know, because it's sped up. It's hard to tell. You could tell it's different, like Theodore definitely. And was it Simon? He doesn't sound anything like he has, but I didn't realize that it was like famous people they put in there. Why?
Yeah, they did it at the last minute just so they could have the names on the poster. And the thing is like the original trailers, I think they are the original voices still, if you can find them.
Mary asks, was he Scooby-Doo?
No, he was Fred.
He was Fred, and he would do Scooby-Doo from time to time, but there was another guy who actually did Scooby-Doo more regularly.
And how long did Casey Kasem do?
Casey Kasem did it up until about
nearly passed away. He passed away, I think, 4 years after he retired from the character.
Yeah, so it was, and then Matthew Lillard took it over for a while, actually.
Yoinks!
Matt G sent us $2. Yes, they will make an animated MCU remix. Well, they're doing that. What If? I'm actually looking forward to that What If animated show. I hope it's actually good.
Yeah.
Tiberius Mug, New Year's Day 2010. I never imagined Star Trek, Star Wars, or even Doctor Who would all fail their audience, but that day has come. A gosh damn shame.
Man, he is right about that. Can you imagine even, 4 years ago saying Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, even, well, maybe DC, but Marvel starting to hint at it, and Game of Thrones all going downhill.
I might just do this. Chipmunks with the voice of Megatron would be funny. Me, I want a hula hoop. You'll never get a hula hoop.
That's my favorite.
They need energy.
Why do you think I've been on like a G.I. Joe kick right now? It's because it's the only thing that hasn't been violated yet, and even that's coming.
I meant to ask you, what was that G.I. Joe one you told me about a long time ago, online one? We were talking
G.I.
about
Joe, Resolute, I believe it was.
Resolute, that's it. Thank you, man. I've been meaning to ask you that.
You know what's funny, Parrot Head? I've thought of doing that with the old same kind of deal we did with the short treks. but it would just be like a little series revolved around like Midnight's Edge headquarters, and Rob would just get into his shenanigans, and we'd have little guest voices and stuff. And Andre would just every episode would be like, Rob, get in here, or something like that.
Would only show like his legs, like the like a peanut adult
Or,
or something like
a
that.
silhouette behind like an office door.
That's a good idea, even though we did show him in the one animated thing, but yeah.
I want a full length Bat Tom. That's what I want, man. That is my favorite.
We got a couple of Bat Toms.
Yeah.
I got to do a new one. I've been working on a new one. I'm trying to work it out in my head. I bounced a few ideas off a script, and my other script.
And they're good ideas. So yeah, they'll come when they come.
I want him to fight KK. That's what I want to see. Rob's KK versus Tom's Bat Tom.
Well, the thing with Bat Tom jokes is they're only like a minute or two long little videos, and they always got to have a little hook. I think I've got the hook. I just got to figure out how to get there. So I'll talk to Script Doctor after the show about it.
Not tonight, Jim.
Not tonight.
He said, "Whole night's ruined." That's great. I love that. Whole night's ruined.
You gotta have the flaming hot Doritos.
I like you're scared of guns. I'm terrified, fucking terrified.
Well, my parents were shot. I mean, Bruce Wayne's parents were shot by guns. That shit's horrible. Can you imagine going through that?
Not that we've heard though. I think that might be changing. It might be a home invasion, right? If we go, high school.
If you go with the the Gotham High comic, yeah.
I'm out.
Bruce, yes, because as we all know, I mean, it's easy to get. Jeez.
I know. Really? I said that on. I think it was Literature Devil, or
there's no security at Wayne Manor. Really?
Or maybe it was the one where like. Nerd Erotic and whoever else were all going through it. One of those guys were breaking down the whole thing. I don't need to read it. I've pretty much read the whole thing now. And I pointed that out. I'm like, wait a minute. If you change it to a home invasion, that completely changes the concept of who Batman is.
Yep.
Because the whole reason he is the way he is because his parents were killed in an alley in a senseless act of violence.
Yep.
And it's because of that it has to do with the city, the crime, the grit. And then on the other side, you have the fact that it was somebody he can't avenge the death of, and it wasn't a calculated thing. And yeah, they fudged it a little bit here and there with the whole he was a hired man by the mob thing. But
street crime.
Yeah, like that one aspect of that is the fact that it's like a hired hit. The other part is that it's the same name of the character, but it was just a random crime. And then there's a third version where nobody knows who it is, and that's the one mystery Batman will never be able to solve, and that's what drives him.
But that's just tweaking it. What they did, like Tom, I remember when you did that, it was Friday Night Tights. When you said that, it's because, now it's a home invasion. He's going to build a fortress and just be Howard Hughes and never leave.
Yeah.
With his uncle.
And on top of that, I don't think they clarify if the home invasion happened in Gotham or in his Hong Kong home.
We're dealing with someone who has no fucking clue who or what Batman is.
Well, let's face it, though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sparky.
No. I was just saying her husband likes Batman. Don't forget that. That's why she
must hate her husband.
I was going to say she must either hate her husband or her husband isn't that much of a Batman fan. Yeah, he's a fan of the '89 movie. That's how Jack Napier got in there. No, but if somebody went through what Bruce Wayne did, it would not make them Batman. It would make them basically fucking Laurie Strode in the new Halloween movie.
Yeah,
right.
I got a question. If she's going to her husband for advice on the character, and if we have to hear what her husband says, why don't we just have her husband write the damn thing? I mean,
that should be a reason for somebody else completely to write it.
Yeah, okay. Like, seriously, that's like hiring, let's say we've got Elon Musk doing what he does, but no, you're hiring his wife to do it because she's a woman. Like that's just
isn't he dating fucking Aqua chick right now?
I don't know.
Elon Musk. They used to date.
They were dating, yeah. Anyway, Nelson Sherrata sent us $2, Rob. He wants in Megatron voice. I am Iron Man. That's not my best Megatron.
Kind of weird.
I can't
Coronation Starscream. This is more like bad comedy.
Now say I am Iron Man because I can't do my one anymore.
I am Iron Man.
It does sound like him at the beginning of the song.
That's more like Gal than learn any more Galvatron.
Yeah. But Mecca makes a very valid point. Like, why would you get someone who, unless you did not care about the actual product, what you cared about was the setting, the aesthetics, the, not Gilmore Girls, but whatever that show freaking is that she actually referenced, Gossip Girl. She references it and then takes her life, her husband who loves it, but then takes her life and inserts it into his life and change. It's not just tweaking the canon and having it a mob hit or a senseless hit. You are changing it completely. And Rob is the one I think I heard say that, like, you changed the fundamental fact of the Waynes being in Gotham for so long and being powerful.
Yeah. Well, even if I did say it, even if I didn't say it, please just keep saying I did. So
well, I'm pretty sure you did. And I think it was Tom telling me that you said it. So it's like the Waynes money, the Waynes have been
it was
generations.
It was when you and I got into the debate on whether or not Batman could be anything but white. Because I said, I don't see why he couldn't be black or Asian or whatever, just as long as, he's got the Batmobile and all that kind of shit and he's rich. But you made this argument about, no, it makes a difference because of how deep the Waynes go into the history of Gotham, and it goes all the way back to England.
Yeah, he's like the Waynes are one of the 4 founding families or 5 founding families of Gotham when it was a colony.
Matthias Wayne came to Gotham, came to the New World in 1635, according to the history, and he was a witch hunter. And if you came to the New World back then, you were usually either 2 things: you were a wealthy property owner, or you were quote unquote property.
Or you worked for the property owner as not really not a payless slave, but it's more like a servant or assistant or some sort of associate. Yeah.
But even Rob, even if he was mulatto, you could work that into the Waynes being there for generations. This family, the Waynes didn't have the money and they moved from Hong Kong with her money. Changes everything.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that. As far as Gotham's High is concerned, it's just complete nonsense. Like, I mean, the debate Rob and I had, I mean, there's a lot, like, there's arguments that could be put into that you could still say, well, you could just say that, like you said, there's a million directions you could go with it and have fun with it, but it still doesn't matter because in the end of the day, it's still you're changing something for the sake of changing it. So exactly. Mr. Another sent with another $5. His name is very apropos, I guess.
Yeah.
I would love if we could have had Sam Kinison.
Okay, Rob. You know, Gotham like a harp from hell.
This Batman guy, with the cape, and hey, let me tell you, what kind of insane clown dresses up like a bat? What's under the mask? Oh!
There you go. You got it there, man.
My question is, what kind of bars this guy go to?
What kind of bars you go to? Come on,
these are important questions.
These important questions. He could be a furry, He could be.
What does he drink?
What does he drink?
Is it beer or is it one of those fruity drinks?
I could go for a beer right now, actually.
You just want to go to the bar. The other day I can tell he's just like, I just want to go out to the bar.
Absolutely. Jeez.
He didn't even really have to say it much, but I could just tell. I could tell.
You could cut a hole in your mask and use a straw. I mean, they can open.
Well, there's a guy that used a pair of jeans and then unzipped the fly to drink his beer, right?
I'm gonna make one of those because I do have an old pair of jeans laying around.
I remember when you shared that with us.
Genius.
Gene. Yes.
Get it.
Yeah. It's called the Genius. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I want to see Back to School now.
Do the Harp from Hell line. I'm gonna play this Gotham like a harp from hell, or whatever this penguin says.
Yeah. Play the stupid city like a harp from hell.
That's what he says.
I'm gonna play this stupid city like a harp from hell.
That was perfect.
That was bang on.
That was him, man. Oh.
He would have been a good penguin. He'd have been quite a penguin.
Oh, hell yeah.
What a loss. We were imagining what would have happened if Back to School was Star Wars.
Yes.
He goes, thank you for I didn't know you wanted to join the conversation, Mr. Helper. Well, let's go back and let's talk about something there. Remember that Battle of Hoth? Remember that? When the rebels failed to achieve victory? Well, let me ask you a question. Why didn't Princess Leia let Han Solo cross the ice fields and take out the Jedi walkers? Why? Say it! Say it!
You need to rewrite that and write it really well and practice it, and then do that in your comedy bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Sam Kinison teaches Star Wars history, and they just like come up.
You just started off like you guys ever see the movie?
You guys ever see the movie Empire Strikes Back?
No. You start off the whole thing like, you ever see the movie Back to School? Then people are like, yeah. I'm like, I'm a huge Sam Kinison fan, and then but he does the whole bit about Vietnam. I said, I thought it'd be funny if he was talking about Star Wars, and then you do it about Star Wars, and then you come up with another movie and do that one, and like maybe 2 or 3 movies, like Starship Troopers and Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Yeah,
Sam Kinison, Roger Rabbit or something like.
Well, something that has a war in it, because it has to. Yeah, that's why I said Lord of the Rings.
Torah.
War and Rob, you need war and plot holes. War and plot holes will make it.
Remember that whole War of the Ring? Yeah, where Isildur failed to achieve victory. Yeah. Let me ask you something. Why did he go into the crack of doom and throw that piece of jewelry into the volcano and destroy it forever? Why? Say it! Say it!
Holy shit, that's perfect. Like, why didn't they use I can't even do it, but the eagles, why didn't they just fly there?
Gandalf said, fly, you fools.
Sam Wise and Frodo.
Why didn't they just take him up the street to the whatever and boil him up there?
That was really good, Tom.
Not really. That was shitty.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nelson Sharita sent us $5. Sam Kinison, ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I asked that of all my victims. I just like to say.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I ask that of all my victims. I just like the sound of it.
Can you do his laugh? Because he had one of the best laughs ever.
I have to do it in context. He goes. He used to do a commercial for K-Rock. K-Rock. Remember that one?
Yes, I do.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a guitar player. I wanted to be the best, but I wasn't. A lot of people want to be the best, but there's only one K-Rock. And only K-Rock has Howard Stern every morning. Some radio stations want to be the best, but they're just not K-Rock.
Just the buildup is great. I remember that, man. K-Rock out in New York, right? I remember.
Oh, yeah, 92.3.
Yep. Good time.
They were a good station.
They were. Yes, they were.
We should do that sometime. They'll recast Batman with comedians. So if Kinison was playing the Penguin, though, who would play Batman? That's a good question.
Ooh,
Rob sounds like Cheech doing Kinison. See, I can't really unload.
No, he does a good one.
And I need a couple of drinks. I need a couple of drinks to loosen up.
Yeah, you need some type of guy that's a little bit like a dude. Like you either get someone like the Tool Time guy, or like
Tim Allen.
Like Tim Allen, or maybe Kevin James, or
I did it. I turbocharged the lawnmower. Oh no, I killed Wilson. Looks like it's back to prison for me.
Oh man.
Who
do you think would be a good comedian Batman?
Well, I used to do one good Roseanne impression. Dan! That guy! That's it. That's my Roseanne impression.
Jim Carrey is Batman. He's already been the Riddler, though.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, if we're going to have an Asian Batman, why don't we cast George Takei? Oh my.
Oh man. Gay Uncle Alfred would be awesome. George Takei.
Ooh, I'm going to explore your Batcave. He's so creepy, George Takei. He's just so creepy.
He really is.
Why don't you put the underwear on the
outside? When I got his autograph, he goes, "Who's it for? And who am I making this out to?" It's Rob. R-O-B is no 2 B's. It makes my name a 4-letter word. Oh my.
Is that what he
Did
said?
he really do the oh my? Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
You should have done your Takai back to him and see what he's did.
I talked to Brad for a good half hour.
Did
Brad's,
you do your Takai for him?
Oh yeah. He says that is remarkable. He said that.
See, now here's the thing, Rob. You know, you got this handy dandy smartphone now. You can record shit.
It'd be great for that channel. I don't know, Midnight's Edge after dark.
He can't even figure out that he can use his cell phone, Wi-Fi, and any fast food place, hotel nearby to actually get the faster internet than his own computer.
Rob, you'd be amazed what your phone can do.
Yeah, it would be.
We brought Rob into the 21st century a couple months ago, wasn't it?
I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, whoa! I have a clock in this thing.
You got a clock, a calendar, an alarm clock.
Didn't your flip phone have a clock on it too?
What type of phone do you have, Rob?
It'll tell you the weather.
I have a Moto S4. Not the latest and greatest.
If you go, okay, Google, play me something,
I was
it'll
just about
tell
to
you
say
whatever.
that. Yeah, I was wondering if because it's Android, he could do the OK Google.
Well, you usually got to turn it on, but
no, I could do it. Yeah,
mine just
it'll do just about anything you tell it to, Rob. Seriously, except for what you really want it to.
It'll do anything I tell it to.
Not that stuff.
Oh my!
But if it is that stuff, you go incognito. Don't go under your own name.
I have to go.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
All righty. So anyway, yeah, Leslie Headland. Les.
What a segue.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh God. This is the hell.
Which of course in German means a whale's vagina.
What? I don't. Oh God! I gotta watch The Anchorman again.
I know. I love that.
Oh, fantastic movie!
Is it John
Fantastic
Barrowman?
movie.
John Barrowman from Doctor Who?
I think so.
Yeah, he's in
a lot
that,
of people are in it. I just know after that one scene, I love that where he's like, after that really escalated quickly. That really did get out of hand. Yeah, I stabbed a guy.
You did. I saw you. You killed him with a trident.
You might need to lay low for a bit. There's a scene. I think it might be on the Blu-ray, but it's not on the DVD. It's a cut scene where Veronica Corningstone is being told to put on like a sexy outfit, and then when she says no, the station manager's like, "Are you one of those lesbianes?"
Hey, you ain't Lebanon, are you?
Lesbanese.
Yep. If they remade that, she would be.
I like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto. Just listen to the radio stations is hysterical.
Oh, I know.
I mean the thing. Bless your heart. Just hey, you ain't in Lebanon, are you? Hey, there's nothing wrong with being in Lebanon. Some of my best friends are Lebanons, but it's unnatural and it's immoral.
Well, not only that, there's a storyline that goes through like with what's his face on the one channel.
Dr. Ray D'Angelo Harris?
No, there's a couple of them that kind of go through the other games though. Laszlo.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's got like a storyline if you listen to his bits through the whole game series. Like,
oh yeah,
he's got a whole little storyline that goes on.
Oh,
just
so
like all those
each
cartoons.
Each game he goes through because I played
and
like
it
Miami Vice one, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course it's time appropriate depending on the game, but yeah, like in whatever happened and whatever they're going on in the last game, he got booted from the one channel and he's on another channel now or something like that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, he talks about it. Like if you listen to the whole thing. Mr. Another sent us another $5. Thank you so much.
What a great supporter.
Oh my. Yeah, where's my cha-ching? Cha-ching. It's over here. I gotta get a touchscreen monitor and so I can just go and just tap it for the sounds. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. But anyway,
what did you say? Tap it?
Just like tap a touchscreen, like get a touchscreen monitor, set up a touchscreen monitor for my right hand, so I could just do soundboard like that, or maybe get a tablet and just hook it in, and run it through here.
Yeah, but you said tap it.
Yeah, you did. Just tap it in.
Hey, phrasing.
What Gilbert Gottfried as the Riddler or Andrew Dice Clay sound like as a Joker?
Riddle me this, Batman.
Yeah, you do.
What the fuck are you wearing underwear on the outside of your pants for?
You do better. You do better one than I do.
You could probably do a better dice though.
I don't. I can't focus right now.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Oh,
that sounds more like John Travolta.
Hey, yeah, that's my John Travolta. You busted me.
Oh,
joke's on you. I'm the Joker.
Just don't touch my hair.
Oh my
It takes
God,
me a
it's
long time
green.
to get my hair.
It's all green.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Oh my God.
Do you want?
I was in that movie once. I was in the movie with the talking baby.
What kind of superhero hangs out with a young boy? Hey, what? Something funny going on? Oh,
we got to listen to them, and then you guys got to do it the next stream. Like, because if you hear them, you're almost there. I think you guys could do it. Who would be Two-Face though? Like, what type of comedian could that be? Like I don't know.
Hey, maybe I could be Two-Face, man. Okay.
I was thinking like
Sammy Davis.
Hey, man, you're fucking okay, boomer.
Hey man, hey man, who said I was dead? It's a Candyman, babe. All right. Hey Batman, hey Bats, hey Bootsy. All right, okay, babe. Okay, babe.
Didn't he make a cameo in the original Batman 60 series?
Yeah, the TV series.
So yeah.
It was in the TV series, or was it in that?
Him
movie?
and Liberace made cameos.
Yes.
Liberace actually played a villain in one.
And they had like 27 cameos in the window too.
Yeah. They even had like
the Liberace evil guy.
Matt, where are you?
What?
You know all. I'm talking about old school Batman.
Oh, the good one.
How many cameos did they have in the windows?
Oh, a
like
lot.
27.
They definitely had Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, everybody from Jerry Lewis to Art Carney to
Sammy Davis was on there once, right?
I probably.
Okay. I just looked it up. Okay, we had Jerry Lewis, Dick Clark, Green Hornet, and Kato.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bruce Lee. Sammy Davis Jr., Jose Jimenez, Bill Dana, comedian whose Jimenez character appeared on many Ed Sullivan shows, Steve Allen, Sergeant Sam Stone, Colonel Clink, Hogan's Heroes, Lurch from the Addams Family, Don Ho, Santa Claus, Art Linkletter, Edward G. Robinson, Susie Knickerbocker, pen name of Eileen Mell, society columnist and writer, Carpet King Cyril Lord, carpet merchant who was known for his TV ads. He traded some carpets to Batman producer William Dozier for a cameo spot on Batman.
So the great Matt G asks, can you guys do a Hank Hill, Rob or Tom?
I'll do sell propane and not as good as
Doomcock does.
Oh my God, I thought he was him.
Are you the two kids that have been whacking off in my tool shed? I can do that one better than I can the other one and butthead and stuff. But
well, I'll tell you what. That's us.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this.
I literally was just thinking that.
I'm gonna kill the Batman. Fuck it. You shouldn't kill the Batman. He's a nice guy. I don't like him. Yeah, I could do a better one than that.
Not a band account. Do you like Ray Skywalker or do you hate women? That's gonna be that's next. That's next. All right. No,
is it one or the other?
Is it a binary choice? Do I have to?
Yeah, right. It's non-binary.
Right. You can't be fluid.
I never heard of a Ray Skywalker. I know about a Ray Palpatine.
Yeah, Ray Palpatine. I know.
Yeah.
You know, people keep saying to me about this, like, oh no, it's not true. She stole his lightsaber. She stole Luke's lightsaber, his name, his boyhood home, his X-wing. Well, appropriated his X-wing. His victory rendered Vader's sacrifice null and void. I mean, this is the biggest case of stolen valor I've ever seen in cinematic history.
Yeah, man. Holy crap. Putting it that way, you're absolutely right.
She didn't just steal from Luke Skywalker. She stole Han Solo's ship.
Yep. Yep. I mean, he was
stole his best friend, Chewbacca.
Yeah. stole his robots, his droids.
No. She kind of
cocaine and cocaine accessories.
She took
Scarface.
She took Chewbacca because Chewbacca's now Han's pet instead of his best friend and business partner,
which is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Almost as bad as how they met in Solo, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. And they're like really pushing this idea of this saga trailer they just put out. And it's like but they freaking already did that when Rise of Skywalker was coming out. They had maybe 30 seconds of actual trailer footage. So they did that whole montage of feel good nostalgia berries. And it's ridiculous. Palpatine won. He's the winner.
Yeah.
I always thought, and here's the thing, I don't know, unless they had, I'm sure they did this in EU, and I don't read all that stuff, so I wouldn't know. But I was always under the impression that Han saved Chewie at a pretty young age, and that's probably how he learned Wookiee over the years.
Mm-hmm. It was like a life debt, I thought.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just like maybe that way. Yeah, and now they're just pals and partners, like you guys were saying. But I mean, just the way they did it in Solo, I thought was so stupid.
Right. Like he already knew the language and and how he got his name in Solo. I can go on for hours. I'm sorry.
They even walk that back because Han gives a speech about how his dad used to work on ships like the ones of the Millennium Falcon. And it's like, well, if you knew your dad, you should know your last name.
Yeah, he does say that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to call Chewbacca Chew-Tobacco when I was a kid.
Nelson Shredder sent us $2. Ray, when someone asks you a god, if you're a god, you say yes, yeah. You say yeah. You say yeah. I'm a god.
Oh, God. It's so hysterical. We haven't Mecca. We haven't played insults in a while. There's an Arnold character in.
Oh, lovely. Here's one for you, Rob, because you do it better, Rodney.
So would Rodney Dangerfield be Batman? Hey, Alfred, what's good? Alfred, give me a beer.
No.
Bruce Wayne, can we get a
beer? You have
beer?
to cover yourself in catnip so Catwoman would play with you.
Exactly.
Bruce Wayne, can we get a beer in my own house?
I went to the movie theater with my parents, and some guy shoots him. I don't even get the pearls. Something stupid like that. Okay, I'm horrible.
They missed me and shot my parents.
Yeah, they missed me and shot my parents. I can't even get shot out here.
I went to the movie theater with my mom and dad. What are you gonna mean? My parents said no, take us instead, so they did.
Oh, they go and die and leave me all their money. Now I'm a sad boy who has to go out and, catch bad guys. Oh, I don't know who I was doing there. I was doing a mixture of
the thug just took a look at me and said, "You've suffered enough," and killed the parents instead.
George Forrest Jr. sent $3.99. Don't forget, Ray stole Lando's fembot too.
Oh, poor Lando, man.
And then we got one from this weird Jeff kid.
Yeah, Jeff. Oh wow. Tom, Rob, can you read that out loud? I don't know who that is.
Keep having that sport guy on. He is riveting.
Wow. Wow, that's
I don't know why this Jeff keeps hanging around in the chat, but
look, Jeff is a devoted patron to Midnight's Edge After Dark, Mecha Random 42, and Rob Shlomo. How do you say it, Rob? Shlomo, and that Script Doctor who is his, heterosexual life mate.
Yeah, that it really pissed me off too how he got his name. That is the lamest stuff ever.
It was the worst, man.
Rappers get their name in better ways. Come on, I mean,
like, oh, you have nobody with you? You're solo. The next people come up. Oh, you got two of you? You're Dose.
I fly solo. Well, Han Solo it is then.
I mean, if he picked it on his own and he did it for himself, it'd be one thing. Even that would be a little bit better, but that would still be stupid.
Still lame.
Yeah.
Still lame. But you have a valid point. If he was sitting there and watching her getting taken away, and they say, "What's your name?" and he Solo, like when they ask him on what's your operating number? And he's like DD32, and what's your name? Han. And he looks around, nobody else is there. Solo. That would even be a little bit more clever. Right.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like a hair, kind of like that moment where he's like, "Hi, how are you?" That kind of a thing.
What? I'm still confused. But I'm still confused. If the Empire has stormtroopers, why do they need humans in the infantry? Why do they need an infantry?
None of this makes sense, Rob.
No, none at all, man. None at all, Rob. And also, you got the kid who played Han Solo, I didn't even believe he could become Han Solo.
That was the biggest mistake. And I keep asking myself, if this movie was the exact same movie with Anthony Ingruber, would it be better? No, but at least at the end of it, I would have been saying, at least the kid they got to play him, I bought him as Han Solo.
Now, is Anthony Ingruber the kid who was in the Divergent series as the brother?
No,
I don't know, but he played
the kid in Baby Driver.
No.
That's Ansel Elgort, wasn't it?
He was also up for the part. He would even have been probably a better choice.
He would have.
But no, that Anthony Ingruber, he played a young Harrison Ford in that one movie.
Yes. With Blake Lively. Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it now, but yeah. And he did he put it out on YouTube. He did a bunch of lines as Han Solo, and they were like fucking dead on. It's like, how did you not hire this kid? And they're like, oh, the rumor was that they didn't want to hire just an actor, or they wanted to hire an actor, not just some impersonator.
Yeah.
And then they ended up getting a motherfucking acting coach for fucking idiot anyway. And it's like, dude.
One thing that him and also River Phoenix did when they were trying to do Harrison Ford or the characters, they were impersonating Harrison Ford, not impersonating the character Harrison Ford was playing. That's how they nailed it.
Exactly. And it's okay if you're doing an impersonation to a point, but it's a difference as if you impersonate the person or if you're actually embodying that person, because that was what I was afraid of Man on the Moon. And I know a lot of people haven't seen that movie, but I still say it's one of the best biopics of all time.
What, with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, because Jim Carrey, when I first heard he was going to play Andy, because I was a huge Andy Kaufman fan, and I'm like, no, the last person I want to play, fucking no. And I went to see the movie, and of course he had me in fucking tears by the end of the movie, but that was because he wasn't doing so much of an Andy Kaufman impression as he was just he fucking just funneled Andy into his body. Like it was,
oh god, yeah,
he was just channeling him. It was weird as fuck.
Well,
So
don't forget
do that. That's
and
great.
Tony Clifton, he did that too.
Tony Clifton, he was
perfect.
The fuck on.
He was him. Don't forget.
He got kicked off the lot as Tony Clifton. Did you know that?
I was just about to say that, dude. I was just about to say that. He actually
I don't know any
character. And I liked how he went I think it was the Oscars that year when it wasn't up for the Oscar, but he was filming the movie. He went as like a burly biker dude. Like he kept doing different roles, not Andy Kaufman's, but getting in the mind of playing somebody else, completely diving into it.
Did you see that Netflix documentary?
No.
Oh, it's great. It's called Andy and Me, I think.
Oh,
it's about the making of the movie, and the best part in it is Milos Forman was the director, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just had it with Jim Carrey. He's like, he calls Jim up one night, and he's like, I can't take this shit anymore. He goes, I can't take Andy showing up to the set anymore. I need Jim there. I can't deal with this any longer. Can't deal with Tony. I can't deal with Andy. I need Jim. I need Jim. He's like, all right, I can show up and I can be Jim and I can do an impersonation of Andy and Tony and all that stuff and Latka, but it's not going to be the same. And he said, there's a long pause. He goes, well, so what do you want me to do? And then Milos goes, never mind, just show up as Andy or whoever. I just wanted to talk to Jim for a few minutes. And
just to remember he's alive. Well, look at someone like Daniel Day-Lewis when he played Bill the Butcher. Like people were scared of him at lunch because he used the knives. Like he ate the meat raw, like pretty rare. Like he became Bill the Butcher. Like these actors that funnel a character. Now, when you're doing an actual person though, and to pull it off as well as Jim Carrey did, and having Danny DeVito was in an interview saying like, I had my friend back for a few weeks. Like I literally was with my friend again. And he said, I can never thank Jim Carrey enough for that. You know, it's, you were that guy. It was unbelievable, man. That's a great movie. Is everybody still here?
No, yeah, I was just
Yeah,
reading. I mean, because Read by Nature says in the documentary surrounding is unwatchable, though Carrie went off the deep end, and so far as his parents refer to him as son. I don't know about. I mean, if you don't like the documentary, that's understandable. Of course, that's subjective to you. But as from what I remember at the time when it was happening, I remember a lot of that stuff. Like I thought they were just saying it for publicity stunt. Right, I didn't realize it was real, and that's what this documentary is all about. Was how he just got so into that character that he was basically Andy.
Well, it was just weird. Mean, think about it. He's a little bit older than me. You know, he must be a little bit over 50 now. He grew up watching Andy Kaufman on Taxi. He was a fan. I mean, and then you get the role of a lifetime where it's a serious movie about a comedian that inspired you. Like he took it to the next level, and I think it's one of his best performance, if not his.
Oh, he got robbed of a nomination. I'm not saying he necessarily would have won, but when that movie when he didn't get nominated, when the movie didn't get nominated, I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Did the soundtrack win? Probably that.
No, because I think a lot of it, the only original song they had was the
Man on the Moon.
No, Man on the Moon was from Automatic for the People, but they had The Other Side was their new song for that. But they did the soundtrack as well, like they did the actual as far as I remember, I think they did the actual music for the movie too.
REM?
Yeah, well, at least
they composed it, right?
Not just REM, but per se, but what's his face, the lead singer? I can't think of his name. Michael Stipe. I think did it. Yeah, I could be mistaken, but
now have you seen?
I know you don't like him, Rob.
No, I was pretentious D-bag.
I like REM, but that's because they were like cool as shit. I was more of an REM guy than a Nirvana guy at the time.
Oh no!
Like, they were both bands that like the bands I would listen to would beat the fuck out of.
I know I listen now just about everything, but like I was like Nirvana was like, yeah, they're cool and whatever, and whatever. But like nobody gave a shit about Nirvana where I lived until Kurt Cobain killed himself, and then I was like, y'all are a bunch of fucking posers because I tried playing that shit years ago, and y'all would tell me to shut it off, So whatever.
See, I was always an Alice in Chains fan. Like I always thought they were just the better group. Granted, they all lumped all those poor bands together as grunge. I mean,
Seattle sound. Alice in Chains was more psychedelic for sure.
Oh, they were awesome.
And they, there was a lot of really unique bands. Like with REM, though, God. I always thought they were like Shiny Happy People came out and like, no, fuck this. Yep. I even remember them from like Orange Crush and Stan.
Yes. Well, that's what I was about to say, Mecca. Mecca, do you like 80s version or 90s version REM? I was always
neither. I can't stand REM.
Oh, see, I can't stand them once they got to the 90s.
So it's like Rob said, once they started opening their mouths about politics and veganism and all this preaching shit, I'm like, oh fuck this band. And that was pretty early on. But I liked them enough in the 80s, but I liked the Weird Al version of their song better. Because I really wasn't that big of an REM fan anyway. Like,
can I actually say I went and saw Weird Al in concert?
I got engaged at a Weird Al concert, and I've seen him in concert like 3 times. So.
The one time I was gonna get to go see him was when his parents died, so he had to cancel.
Oh no! Weird Al loved the city of Pittsburgh. So there was this guy. I was working on Carson Street in Pittsburgh at this little Carson Street deli, sweeping the front. 20-something years old, and this guy in a Spider-Man outfit comes walking by, and I screamed down like, dope outfit, dude. And he took off his hat, the mask, and it was Weird Al Yankovic. And I was like, dude, I love your song, One More Minute with You. If you have never heard One More Minute with You and broke up with somebody, listen to it. It is the greatest breakup song ever.
Yeah, my aunt used to.
He also has some Since You've Been Gone, right?
I was like 10.
What was that, Mecca?
My aunt used to say I sang it really good when I was 10. I haven't tried since then because it's such
I love Weird Al, and his originals are generally even doesn't get nearly enough credit.
I was doing like all Weird Al stuff last time he was out here. We did Yoda, we did Saga Begins because Rob would play it and then we would kind of sing together. So
I just love who was it? Coolio wanted to beat the shit out of him because he didn't know that was his thing.
I call bullshit.
But that's what they said. At least that's what they reported. I think
what went down, because this is how Weird Al does his thing. If he's going to do a parody, he gets permission from whoever is the writer and whoever the artist is. And he's only been turned down a few times. And the only times that I recall that he's talked about being turned down was Prince said no, and Paul McCartney said no. And Paul McCartney,
I didn't know that one.
Only reason, and Rob can tell this. Never mind. Go ahead and tell it real quick.
Well, no, I know because you told me. I really don't know.
Oh, really? I thought you knew it. Well, basically, what it was he was going to do chicken pot pie instead of Live and Let Die. And Paul liked the song, thought it was really funny, but since he's a vegetarian, he didn't want Al to do the song promoting chicken pot pie, which is weird because Al's a vegetarian too. Right.
That makes no sense.
But he respected him because he's Paul McCartney. The Prince one, I can't remember what song he was going to do.
I thought he did When Doves Cry, but maybe
no, he didn't. But he was going to do one of his songs, and Prince said no. So that's part of the reason why he did his parody of him in UHF.
Right. Oh,
and
maybe that's what I'm
that's
because
he does he parodies When Doves Cry in that.
Yeah, what a great
the
movie.
video part of it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole thing with chicken pot pie there. And those are the only two times that he's ever been told no. Well, according to him, he went to Coolio and his people, and Coolio and his people were cool, with it, and no problems until all of a sudden there was this, and it has to be like a bunch of Karens who came out and got pissed because first of all, Amish community, they don't listen to they're not supposed to be listening to fucking radio.
Oh no, they it depends, dude.
I'm not even going to get into that because I actually come from an area where there's a lot of Amish people. There's Amish people who have phones and shit, and they'll turn around and tell you not to tell other Amish they have them. So anyway,
exactly.
They're not as pious as they fucking act. Anyway,
Rumspringer.
Anyhow. So then when all this blowback started happening, that's when Coolio's like, I never was asked for my permission. And I think that's insulting to Amish people. And my song is too serious. I would never let somebody like Weird Al do it and blah, 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 blah.
I thought when it came out, he was embarrassed by it.
That's kind of part of it too. Like I was saying, is like he used that to stand behind once there was some blowback.
Dude, Weird Al, man. He should come out. I don't know when his last album was, but we need a Weird Al.
He's due. He's due. He does one every 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Yeah.
Paul's read by nature. Paul is a weird bugger. Well, yeah, there's that.
Mecca's muted, but she generally knows. I think he's kind of gone in like a 5-year cycle with like Michael was.
Alpha J 3.0 says Michael Jackson also didn't want him parodying his Black and White song because of the message.
That's plausible, but I don't remember hearing that story. But that's I think because there was another time Michael may have said no to a song, and that might have been the story I heard. If that's the song,
Michael Jackson usually says yes, though.
Yeah, but there was. I think he's right. I do remember one time Michael saying no, and I think that might have been the song.
I thought it was Man in the Mirror, but it might have been Black and White.
I don't know about
Which
that.
Is a great
he would have because he did bad.
It was Black and White. So. Yeah. It was Black and White.
Because that was the joke at the time when Even Worse came out. Because I remember the interview on MTV. He's like, so are you going to come out with an album every 5 years like Michael Jackson? He's like, maybe. Seems to be working out for me. Because like he had like 3 albums like right away, 3 or 4 albums. And then he took that hiatus.
Yeah.
Like Jackson did. And then he took another hiatus in between those albums and so on. And so it's been like a 3 to 5 year rate.
Yeah. Well, I've heard him say something to the effect he has to give music a chance to, come out so he could pick an album worth of music within that like 4-year span. And he just
he picks usually like the ones that are very memorable, right?
Yes. Yes. Also ones that he knows he can really.
Not only that, I'm sure after a while, you got to sit there and you eventually get the ideas for parodies, but they're not all going to be funny. You got to have something that's going to click.
Right. I was always a fan of the Nirvana one too.
Well, you ever heard the Nirvana story?
No.
Because he asked them for permission.
Yeah, and they said, "Oh my God, Weird Al's parodying us. We finally made it."
Yeah. So they're like, yes, a million times, yes. Yeah. And he's like, not only that, they're going to use your cover.
Oh man, that's
awesome. That off from Argent anyway.
Who did they rip that off from?
Argent, or it was similar. I don't know.
I think I've noticed that they've actually censored that now in recent releases. I mean, it's not like whatever, but
he said In Living Color did a Black and White parody. The TV show In Living Color. I thought we were about to talk about the band.
Yeah, that was the Michael Jackson one where he didn't know if he was black or white.
Right. All I know is Weird Al Yankovic. All I know is Weird Al Yankovic is a talented musician and artist, and to do what he's done for almost 40 years now, hats off to him, man. Props. If he's listening.
He's not listening.
I hope he is.
I hope he is too, but I doubt he's listening. Not you,
No,
Rob.
Weird Al
Yankovic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also was supposed to tell you something, Tom. Stig Kenobi said, you got an invite and I didn't.
Oh, well, I didn't even know he was up.
I let him know that me and you are becoming best friends, like me and
if he shows up in the chat, I usually have him pop in.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if he's usually up.
Oh,
who'd we
okay,
lose? Script Doctor. Maybe he had a hiccup.
I think he's a little upset because we were besties too, but whatever. Script.
Maybe.
You're still my favorite.
Oh, yeah. He said he's not coming back. He just sent me a message.
Well,
he said,
take care.
Jeff pissed me off.
And we're announcing sporting news. Oh, you just wanted to be under Tom. I got Mecca.
No, something went wrong. Yeah, that's
I know. He knew what I was doing. If he's not already, it's a crying shame. I don't think he is he?
Weird Al should be in the rock.
He should be.
He should.
Yeah.
I thought that was. He's not. Are we sure?
I was gonna say I thought he did get inducted like one of the last 2 times, but I could be wrong.
I want to say I remember him playing the accordion at the Hall of Fame once, but
could have been for somebody else too.
Right. Yes, Cartman's version of "I'm Sailing Away" is fantastic.
I love his version of Poker Face too. Yeah. All right, we're talking about nonsense now.
Yes.
Rob.
What?
Yeah. Minimum effort.
What? You mean did what?
Oh, that's the best.
Rick James, what?
Rick James.
I don't believe you.
Okay, trying to find my movie tone. Here we go.
Great Odin's Raven.
Sporking, tell everybody where to find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook. You could just find me, Sporking News Podcast. Thank you guys. You just put me past 660. I'm trying to beat. I'm going to put a Twitter link in here. I'm trying to beat Stephen Walton. He thinks he's the author. I'm trying to beat him in a poll of who will get to 1,000 first. So please go and vote for myself or somebody other than Stephen Walton.
The race to 1K.
The race to 1K, brother.
Script Doctor, tell everybody where to.
Good God, Mr. Another. I hope not. Will there be a woke reboot of Dr. Detroit?
No.
Let's just be glad the original one flopped. So they probably won't try it.
The only thing I know about that is there's a weird, obscure Devo song with it. So
yeah, Diva did the scene.
I just see the Dr. Detroit.
I didn't know that.
The doctor is in.
Without Dr. Detroit, we wouldn't have had Trading Places, though.
That's true, and he wouldn't have met Donna Dixon, and they wouldn't still be married, and probably one of the longest running couples in Hollywood history. And I think that movie kind of also made Fran Drescher a star a bit too.
Yeah, because it was right around the time she was also at an appearance in This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah, like a year after, 2 years after.
Yeah.
You know, if she were a liar, a cheat, and a total bitch, she would have been an all right girl.
All right. All right, Script Doctor, tell them where they can find you if they need a prescription.
If you need a prescription, I subscribe. I suggest you subscribe to me, Script Doctor, youtube.com/Script Doctor, or check me out on Twitter at Script Doctor PhD. I stream with a whole bunch of people, including the wonderful crew here at Midnight's Edge After Dark. So yeah, just follow me on Twitter to see where I'll end up being. And thanks so much for your support, everybody, and thanks for having me on here tonight.
I love all the sexual taco talk in the chat.
I just want to say, Script Doctor, you're getting a lot better at that.
Yes, you are. I'm gonna have to make him some intros. Mecca Random 42, the hobby.
You go watch my videos. I should have a Last of Us 2 one come out tonight. Ripping on it. It's not too bad though. It's not ripping on it too much. It's going more much when my angle for it. the GameStop tranny angle.
There you go. Mecca, you
Wait
are a must-see channel. You're one of those channels that I can't miss a video. I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
People have been calling me the female Doomcock. I wish. He's up there.
I could see
ride
that
hype train all the way to.
Maybe we need to get you a crown, Mecca.
Myself to him. So.
Well, I'm not going to ever, even if there's a fire.
I have a Viking helmet. So,
Ooh,
yeah. I bought it for a sketch with an improv. So I mean,
did you say a Viking helmet?
Yeah, Viking helmet.
Oh, great!
We do
Odin's raven.
All right, everybody.
We also have appropriate.
I also have a Russian army helmet.
World War I or II?
Well, they use the same helmets right up through the 2000s. Steel is pretty.
Oh wow!
I don't believe you.
Yeah,
Communism rocks.
Sportsman's Guide.
I don't believe you.
Sportsman's Guide. A lot of military surplus stuff. All right, everybody, check us out. After Dark, my own channel. Check us out. We're everywhere you want to be. Few places you don't. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Just when you think this show is terrible, something wonderful happens.